Well, it's Monday morning and it's a beautiful day, and I was just thinking I've got a little bit of spare time, and I had promised a few people, people that are former Atwood people that have moved away and they're still following this Facebook page, that I would show them a little bit of the neighborhood. And so there's the start of the neighborhood. I think we'll walk around and look at the big building. And we got some flowers over here. Signs of spring. I get a kick out of these flowers because they've been growing there for the last 5 years and nobody's ever planted them. They must be reseeding themselves. A little bit of an Easter look here. And of course, we got our signs on. The church is closed. And of course, anybody who's listened to me about that, church being closed is a bit of a pet peeve. The church is never closed. The people are out in the community. It's just the worship service is closed. People are still at work. There's my church sign. There's the old manse there. And this house, I was told, was a childhood house of a few followers on Facebook. So let's go for a walk. As I was contemplating what to yak and babble about in this video, and I might just go quiet for a while and just enjoy the scenery. But I was reminded of the John Mellencamp song, Small Town. And John Mellencamp wrote this, and he's actually quite a good writer. The lyrics are really profound. And I like how this song starts off with, he's kind of lamenting that he grew up in a small town and, it wasn't such a good thing. And then towards the end, he realizes that a small town was the most wonderful place in the world. And so this is how he wrote his song about growing up in a small town. Well, I was born in a small town, and I lived in a small town. Probably die in a small town. Oh, those small communities. All my friends are so small town. My parents live in the same small town. My job is so small town. Provides little opportunity. Educated in a small town. Taught to the fear of Jesus in a small town. Used to daydream in that small town. Another boring romantic. That's me. But I've seen it all in a small town. Had myself a ball in a small town. Married an LA doll and brought her to this small town. Now she's small town, just like me. No, I cannot forget where it is that I came from. I cannot forget the people who love me. Yea, I can be myself here in this small town. And people let me be just what I want to be. Got nothing against a small town. Still hayseed enough to say, look, who's in the big town? But my bed is in a small town. Oh, and that's good enough for me. Well, I was born a small town, and I can breathe in a small town. Gonna die in this small town, and that's probably where they'll bury me. Yeah, I thought it was quite a nice kind of poetic. It was actually poetry, I think, in a lot of ways that John Cougar wrote there. That was kind of a nice intro to this little journey, a little walk around Atwood. I suspect a lot of you are going to see a lot of changes. Look at the grass here, isn't that gorgeous? We spent a bit of time raking and mowing and rolling by the looks of things. I always love how people decorate their front porches, and with the little bench there, it just looks so welcoming. You can hear a chainsaw in the background. Birds. What a beautiful day. I didn't think it was supposed to be this nice. Got a little secret to tell you. When I figure out which day of the week I take off, I always look at the weather forecast. And tomorrow was supposed to be the nicest day of the week, so I thought that would be my day to take off, so I can just, maybe putter around my flower beds or whatever. Looks like they're doing some work back there. Hope this video is turning out alright. It looks like it's kind of bouncing around a little bit as I'm walking, but looks like look at that swing. Imagine some kids have a lot of fun on that one. I've actually seen some kids out here. Well, I'm going to go up one more block and then across. There's a few developments here. So this here house was just sold. Actually, there's been quite a few houses sold along here. There's a couple back there further that I should have pointed out that were just recently sold. The property values have really jumped in town here. The one church, or the house across from the church, I think it went like 100 and some odd thousand over asking. And I was joking, it was because of the good neighbors across the street, and I was just talking about the church being a good neighbor. And actually that yellow house over there, that's a cousin's place. I spent a lot of time there growing up. So yeah, I've been part of this small town as well. I remember coming here for, I think it was Halloween. Well, it was Halloween, but my cousins invited me over and we went trick-or-treating in town. Yeah, I remember that very, very well. So I have some good memories of this town. I was thinking, you know, Jesus was a small town boy and from Nazareth. And, you know, I was thinking about this, that he... Oh, what was I going to say? Well, there's a story in the Bible where he was going to the temple. He was 12 years old. And, which way should we go? Let's go this way. When he was 12 years old. And, of course, you maybe remember this story that his parents left. And they thought Jesus was with them. It turns out that he was actually still back at the temple talking to the priests and, you know, the teachers and all those people, and you know, just learning a bit about God's word and telling them what he thought. But I often thought, why did they take off? And it was like a day later before they discovered that he wasn't there. Well, I suspect that when they went to the Passover feast at the temple that year, they were probably their town of Nazareth. A whole bunch of people went. And of course, being a small town, you look after each other. And I have a suspicion that Jesus' parents would have thought, oh, he's just with, you know, the rest of the town folk. That's just what people in small towns do. And anyways, there's the Bast house there, doing some renovations. I don't know if you can see in the back there, but it looks like they tore down the old part and they're putting on a new addition. You know what? I think I'm going to go the other direction. I don't want this video to get too long. But anyways, I got a word of warning. So anybody that remembers their old town, the next little block is going to shock you, maybe disturb you. Just a little bit of a heads up on that. Anyways, you remember where the old Anglican church was here? Just right where this driveway was. Well, they tore it all down and they put in these 4 rental units. And there's a bit of a controversy on this. When they put the plans into the, to be approved, it was for a duplex. And there was a garage in the middle, 2 garages. So if I understand it right, there's a duplex in each end and then garage in the middle. Well, I guess it's something that the builders can get away with is they basically put 2 more units in the middle, and it upset quite a few people. I can understand why the builder did that. It kind of quadruples his income. On the other hand, was kind of a shady, fast move, maybe in some ways. This is all speculation on my behalf. You got to be careful. These are stories I hear, and it sounds like it was a true story. Anyways, there's a new house. Now, my dad had a story about a house across here somewhere. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's maybe that little house there. Anyways, this was, probably 60, 70 years ago that this fellow had a little lot. And if you know the story behind this, be sure to tell me. But anyways, he had a little tiny lot, and the building inspector at the time of the town said, no, you can't build a house on there, it's too small. Well, he didn't like this, so what he did is when the building inspector job came up, he got it, the job, and then all of a sudden, he approved himself to build this little house. And maybe it's this house up here, I'm not sure. Anyways, it was just a story that my dad told me. And, kind of one of those stories that's passed down through, the oral traditions. I don't know if it's a true story or not, but I wonder if it's this here 157 house across here, because it's on a very, very small lot. Doesn't matter. Yeah, we're going to go past our guy cutting wood over here again, making lots of noise. Someone getting the firewood in for the winter. Seems a little early for that, but maybe something we don't know about next winter. I loved how this house did this wood siding on it. I thought that always looked so sharp. And wood siding always looks so nice when it's brand new. And then it gets that kind of gray look afterwards. But anyways, kind of a lovely house. Does anybody remember this garage when it was so busy? I don't know who owns it now, but it's kind of abandoned, almost run down. If you look through here, you can see in the distance they got this, about a 4-foot high fabric wall, and that's the new subdivision going in. And so these houses that had basically a field and no neighbors behind them, all of a sudden are having neighbors. So I think I'm going to take a quick walk over there, and that's where I'll finish the video so you can see that. And I often been curious what Ben Barons does in here, because there's always a whack of cars here, so he must have a few people working in here. And I just have a feeling he's been very successful here, which is good to see in a small town. And I always think that's kind of cute how he has a little outdoor patio set there, probably take a break on nice days outside. So yeah, nice to see a business like that growing at work here. I was just going to make a comment about Highway 23. This is supposed to be, I'm going to stop and look at the flower bed here. Isn't that beautiful? This is supposed to be a lockdown pandemic, and there sure is a lot of traffic on this road. But I remember I grew up in Moncton, outside of Moncton on the farm. So Moncton's my small town. But I always remember that you could just pull up to Highway 23 at the stop sign and just pull onto the highway. There's never any traffic. And anyways, very, very different now. There'll be times here where I'll pull out going home from church, and I'll wait 5 minutes for the traffic to die down so we can get past. There's a median's old house. They had a story as kids that they would always look out the window at our soldier here at the memorial, and they were joking. It's one time they just like to see him move, turn. Thought that'd be kind of funny. Wow, I'm not sure what they did to the sidewalk here, but it's a bit of a mess. So I've been hearing rumors that they want to rebuild this wall. Can't really see it, but it is starting to crack and crumble and shift. And I guess, yeah, you maybe can see it in here where there's cracks in the wall. I think it's worse on this side. Yeah, you can kind of see where the wall's tilting. There's cracks right through. So I don't know if that's a go or not. I guess that's going to be up to the township to decide, municipality. But I must say, this is one of the nicest memorials in the areas. Alright, let's see if we can sneak across this road. Still have the road restriction signs up. So we're just coming up on the new subdivision here, so it's on Monument Road. Not sure how you can hear me over the lawnmower, but it's that time of the year. My friend Jesse lives in here. I'm just wondering what he thinks of all this development. See a truck in the distance there. So I understand that there's going to be 190 houses going in here, and it's going to be a 3-phase project. And yeah, you know, the last time I posted a picture of this, there was a lot of concern about development, and you know, I guess we don't like change as people. But the one thing that really disturbed people is, you can see it on the horizon there, that big pile of evergreen tree branches and stumps. Well, I was down at the corner here, and I have no idea why they dug them all out, because I was told that they were going to leave a green area down there, and well, I guess it didn't happen. Looks like they pushed all the topsoil into a pile, and now they're moving it out. Anyways, they took down a whole bunch of trees down here. And actually, it looks like this hi-ho here there's a guy sitting in there. I don't know if you can see him or not. It looks like he's probably waiting for the truck to come back and refill. So back to my story. I keep getting distracted here. So I read a comment that the Boy Scouts at one time planted all these trees down here. And I don't know how big an area it would be. Probably, I'm never a good guess at acreage. 2-3 acres maybe of trees down here. You can see where the dump truck is dumping the soil way back. It's beautiful looking topsoil. So yeah, I don't know. It's some more farmland gone. That kind of disturbs me. But on the other hand, I do realize we've got to have places to live. So I don't know what to think of that. See the big truck coming through. Oh, that looks bouncy. Look at him bouncing. I don't know what you think. Wouldn't that be kind of fun to try and drive that thing? Or maybe that's just a guy thing. So I was told that there's going to be a big wood chipper coming in, and they're going to chip all this pile of wood. So this is something that anybody who's moved away maybe doesn't recognize. I understand this is part of the sewage system for Atwood when they put all the sewer pipes and so on. I think this is a pumping station, if I understand, or maybe it has something to do with the water. I have no idea. Again, if you know, leave a comment. Let us know. Looks like an old tractor at work out here in the field. Lots of action going on in the neighborhood. Well, I was trying to get up to the trail up here, and that was another thing. It was a bit of contention on the weekend. Someone had a site development map they found of this project, and on this map it showed part of the trail being destroyed. And anyways, the mayor is aware of it, and he's looking into it and making sure that that is not true. He made the comment that I read on the post that the trails are a very important part of North Perth and their development. And anyways, yeah, he's going to be fighting that one. So I don't imagine it's any truth. Now, you know how gossip gets going. Sometimes it's not true. So yeah, if you grew up and left, I don't know, even 20 years ago, this is all kind of new. This is a trail system, and this goes all the way up to Listowel. And there are more cars. Isn't that something? And yeah, you can see where the trail kind of turns down there into downtown Atwood. Yeah, I'll just walk up here a little bit. I'm sitting at about 22 minutes of recording time, so. And if you enjoyed this video, let me know. Maybe give it a thumbs up. Oh, you can see the bulldozer right there. And I can do some more of these if you like. It's just kind of nice to see the old town and what's changed. And sometimes it's a little hard to see some of the change because you always have those fond memories of childhood. I remember my dad talking about Moncton when he was a child. So he died a few years ago. He was in his 90s. So he was talking 80 years ago. But he was talking, there was 4 grocery stores, a couple drugstores, you know, just all these different businesses. And now, you know, we all drive to the Listowel for all those services. So yeah, as you can see, they chopped out all these trees here. Like, they went way down there. But then they left this little patch here of kind of the scraggly trees. It's kind of weird. I'm really not sure what that's all about. I'm sure somebody had a plan. There goes another dirt truck full of dirt. You know, that poor backhoe operator, he loads the truck and then he sits for 20 minutes or so waiting for it to come back. Hope he's got a good radio to listen to. Well, I'm going to wrap that up, and I hope you enjoyed this this video, and I'll upload it to my YouTube channel, and then I'll put a link to Facebook. And yeah, if you want me to do another one, maybe go down a different street, let me know. Signing off, and I'm wishing you a most blessed day on this such a glorious day that God has given us. Talk to you later. Bye.